Hello, my friends. Welcome to my home studio in the beautiful Catskill Mountains. And so listen, I'm John Morrell. I've been tagged by, for real this time, I've been tagged by Tyler from Simply Fragrances. And what is the tag? The tag is 10 fragrances I'll never stop recommending. So, yeah. And you know what? I'm going to keep them under $50. Each one is going to be under $50 because you know what? The New Year resolution for me was, and I don't really believe in those, but I'm trying to swear off niche fragrances. But anyway, regardless of that, I think people who want to start collecting or maybe want to have some nice fragrances, you don't need to spend a lot of money. So I want to do all 10 fragrances under $50. And I have some great ones. And they are fragrances I recommend all the time because when I recommend fragrances to people that I know, I don't recommend niche fragrances or high-end fragrances because they might not want to spend over $100, $200, $300, right? They don't want to spend that much money. And so I always recommend fragrances that are under $50 and fragrances that, and keep in mind, when I say under $50, these are fragrances that you can get on fragrancenet.com, and you have to use the 35% off code, which is RENG7, RENG7, and you get 35% off, and I'm not including tax. I'm not going to figure that out, but under $50 without tax on fragrancenet.com with the 35% off code RENG7. Let's do it. All right, the first fragrance I'm going to talk about is, you're going to see a theme here. I'm a Versace fan when it comes to inexpensive fragrances with quality. They're quality, right? And the first one I'm going to talk about, it's one that really gets lost. It really does. No one talks about it. It is older, but I don't think a lot of current frag heads use it. But I have to tell you, it's good. My wife actually really enjoys it, and I'm talking about Versace Blue Jeans. You can pick this up on FragranceNet for $19. Not kidding. A tester for $17. Okay, so Versace Blue Jeans. This one smells a little like Coca-Cola. It does. People say it, and you know, it's just a little bit. But this has vanilla, patchouli, and it also has some bergamot. It's a light fragrance, but I think it's an all year round fragrance, and it's good still. It is not dated at all. I never wore this when I was younger, and when I tried this on, when I got it a while back, I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. Why are people still wearing this or talking about it? Why is it $19? And you know what? The longevity on this is decent. Okay, longevity is, it projects a little bit. It's not, listen, this isn't gonna have a huge scent bubble, but a couple feet. And it lasted on me most of the day. It became a skin scent maybe 6-7 hours in. Well, maybe a little before that. I would say it became a skin scent 5-6 hours in. But for $19, you can't go wrong. Versace Blue Jeans. The next one I'm never going to stop recommending is also one that's a bit older. I'm not sure when this was released. I really am not sure when it was released. But I think you all know it, okay? It is Calvin Klein's Escape, and you can see how much I use this. The reason for me, this is kind of a nostalgic scent, but I think it's held up. Okay, I really do. I first got this in New York City from a street vendor in Soho, and it was like the first fragrance I ever bought from a street vendor. I got lucky with it because it was the real thing. You never know. But this thing, I love it. I love it. I'm always going to have it. Okay, again, on FragranceNet, you can get this for 3.4 for $19. I got a tester for, I think 17, as low as 17. I might be wrong. No, I'm sorry. 3.4 for $22 and a tester for $19. Again, this is a quality scent. And let me tell you, this is a compliment puller. I'm telling you that this is a compliment puller. Even though it's older, people smell this. I compare this to it's like an Acqua di Gio, right? You could say Acqua di Gio or Acqua di Gio is old, but every time you wear it, someone comments, this is the same. Every time you wear this, you're right, you get comments. And this has a melon, a juniper, a floral, sweet aroma. The bottom notes are amber and sandalwood. This is a damn good scent. So I'm always going to recommend this, especially for the price you can get it for now. Pretty darn amazing. I'll never stop recommending Calvin Klein Escape. This next one that I'll never stop recommending is a Freshie. We'll keep it on that for now. This is one of my favorite Freshies. It really is. And I know people, I guess it gets mixed reviews from people saying, oh, it just smells like shower gel. Cool. Sounds good. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. You can get this. It's like $30, $30 on Fragrance Net. For a tester, it's $27. And I love this. I mean, yeah, it makes you feel fresh out of the shower all day long. This lasts for a Freshie. It lasts a long time. I wore this yesterday, actually. And I put it on at around 9 a.m. and I was still smelling it. I was still smelling it at 5. 8 hours later. I mean, again, obviously you're not at that point. It's a lot closer to the skin, but it lasts long on my skin, and I dig this. It's a lavender scent with cardamom. It has that all day. It really does have that all day freshness. It does, but the bottom notes are sandalwood, oak moss, white musk. I love this. I'm a huge fan of this. I will always have this, and I will always recommend it because I adore this scent. It does make you, when you put this on after the shower, you feel fresh all day. I will never stop recommending Mont Blanc Legends. Another one that I'm not gonna ever stop recommending is a super cheapie. Although this time I am not gonna recommend you buy it on Fragrance Net because it's not as inexpensive as it could be. But this is one that surprised me. I bought it. I like the bottle. I got it for $12 at Marshall's. And I've worn this twice just out to the supermarket. And both times, once a man, once a woman said, hey, what are you wearing? That smells awesome. And it's Riviera from English Laundry. And it was $12.99 at Marshall's. So my advice is $30 on Fragrance Net. I would go to a Marshall's. They'll probably have it someplace like that. TJ Maxx. You can find those English Laundry fragrances, fairly inexpensive. Well, not fairly. $12.99 is not fairly inexpensive. It is very inexpensive. And this one has, I really like it, but it doesn't last super long. What do you get? Listen, for $12.99, you can't expect it to last super long. It projects pretty well in the beginning. My skin holds scents pretty well, except for the one. The one does not stay on my skin. It's like water immediately. But typically my skin holds scents really well, so I'm fortunate in that way. And so this does last a while on me, but you can't expect much from $12.99. But this has black pepper, geranium, mandarin orange, vetiver, lily, ylang ylang, right? Nutmeg, patchouli. It's I gotta tell you, this is a really good. This is a good fragrance. For $12.99, you gotta get it. And I will never stop recommending it because people just keep complimenting it, which was to my surprise, right? So, Riviera, English Laundry. All right, the next one is one that really surprised me when I got it. I mean, and it's a bit more pricey than the ones I've been talking about so far, but it's still under $50, which is Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo, Uomo Signature. And I gotta tell you, this is, I think it's $41 after the discount on Fragrance Net. This is a beast. It lasts all day. I mean, that lasts all day on me. And it's, what a scent. It is a deep scent, especially for $41. It has cardamom, cinnamon, cypress. That's all in the center. I mean, the top notes, mandarin orange, grapefruit, pink pepper. I don't get a whole lot of that. I mean, for me, it kind of goes dark right away. But it has tonka bean, leather, patchouli, coffee, and I get all that. It ends up being like a caramel on me. And this is delightful. I mean, I'm telling you, for $41, you can't go wrong, and this does last all day. This is a wonderful fall, winter, maybe early spring scent, but you got picked up. I will never stop recommending Uomo Signature. This next one that I'll never stop recommending is more towards the top of my price range for this video, which is $48. But When I bought this, I bought it when it came out. I couldn't wait. I was super excited, and I paid $160 for this fragrance. So if you can get it for $48, which you can, you got to grab it up. This is John Varvatos Oud. John Varvatos Oud, which was my scent of the day today. And I have to tell you, this is, to me, my favorite oud scent. It is, it has so many. I have to tell you, this one has so many. It has tobacco, juniper berries, nutmeg, sage, cypress, pepper, saffron, cinnamon, Turkish rose, Egyptian jasmine, cedar, agarwood, leather. This is one of my favorite dark fragrances. The knock on it doesn't project for very long, but it's still on my skin. I put it on at 9:30 this morning, right? And so it's 6:30 p.m. now, and I can still smell it. It's a skin scent at this point, though. But so that's the knock on this. Doesn't project for very long. The sillage doesn't last for very long, but it is an amazing scent. And for $48, you can't go wrong. I mean, this is one. The scent itself is almost niche quality. It's the only, as far as I know, it's the only eau de parfum that John Varvatos has ever made. Most of his fragrances are just, eau de toilette. This is the only EDP that Varvatos ever made, but it doesn't last as long as you'd expect. But I have to tell you, the quality is close to niche quality. It really is. Now, I would have called this, I think he went the wrong direction with this. I would have actually called this punk rock. I would have called it Punk Rock Club. Here's why. This fragrance, to me, to give you an idea, reminds me of the early to mid 90s punk rock, alt rock nightclubs, because here's the thing. When I used to go in there, everyone had the leather Doc Martens on. You smell that. So you had leather Doc Martens. And then you had behind the bar, the bar was always in these clubs was hardwood, like Limelight in New York and QE2 in Albany, New York. And you go to this hardwood bar. So you had the wood, and then the bartender was always burning incense behind the bar. Always, always, always. So you had that incense with the wood and the leather. And then you had some ladies here that had some flowery perfume on, so you got a little bit of that. And so that's what that reminds me of. I would have called this punk rock because I really do get that old school punk rock, alt rock nightclub or bar. That's what I get out of this fragrance, and I love it. It's one of the reasons I love it, and I'll never, especially at this price, I will never stop recommending John Varvatos Oud. All right, so that was 6 fragrances. That was 6. I haven't been counting out loud, but that was 6. And so now we're on to 7. And this is a fragrance that I believe everyone should have in their collection. I really do. And it's, and you most people watching this probably have this in their collection, right? But it's Versace Signature or Versace Pour Homme, right? And so what a fragrance this is, right? I mean, it's $42 on, and it's worth so much more. It's $42 on FragranceNet, and man, it is just, this is outstanding. I mean, I guess it could be considered a freshie, but I think it's a year-round fragrance. Holds up too. It's fairly long-lasting, and you smell good. And this is non-offensive. Everyone likes this scent. No one goes, "Ugh, what are you?" No, everyone likes this scent. So I will never, at this price point, I will never stop recommending Versace Signature. All right. So let's go on to this would be the 8th fragrance that I will not stop recommending, and this is stay on the Versace train here, and Versace Dylan Blue. Why? Because listen, my wife, for example, absolutely hates Sauvage. She hates it. I don't know why, but she likes this. So I think if I recommend this because it's, first of all, Sauvage, you're not getting, it's not discounted very much. And if you like that blue sort of Ambroxan fragrance, I think this is one of the best. I do. This is only $48. So it's towards the top of my $50 range, right? But it's $48 on FragranceNet, and it's good. I mean, it's good. It has the Ambroxan, of course, but it has pepper, patchouli. It has tonka bean. At the top of this, though, it has grapefruit, some aquatic notes, and it has fig leaves, which that's nice. I don't have many fig leaf fragrances. I dig this. And this lasts a long time on me. This lasts a long time. I'll put this on. Like if I put this on tonight, I could go to bed. It would be absolutely still on me and still a tiny bit of a scent bubble when I woke up in the morning. This lasts forever. I wore this on New Year's Eve when I did a podcast, and I drank some wine, went to bed, woke up the next day, and it was still on me. So I will never stop recommending Versace Dylan Blue. All right, this next fragrance is something that I recommend to people who are considering seriously collecting fragrances, because there's a big difference between designer fragrances, right, and perfumeries, right? Is what I mean. So Guerlain is one of my favorite fragrance companies, because they're a fragrance company. They're not doing clothing. In fact, they only did fragrances. They started in the 1800s, passed down from generation to generation. They only did fragrances until they were bought out in the 90s. I think it was 93 maybe, by Louis Vuitton. And then they did do some, now they do some makeup and things like that, but they don't do clothing as far as I know. They're really focused on fragrances. And so, and the ingredients are different, and you can smell the difference. They're more of a a perfumery is what I consider. So I like to give, because although I do consider Guerlain a niche fragrance house. However, they do put out some fragrances that I think they're trying to go more designer-esque with them. Yeah. And so, but this one I think is borderline, and I think it gives people a designer-esque sort of fragrance that is a bridge, right, into seriously collecting and understanding. And Zaharoff's like that. I think Zaharoff has, to me, I think the Zaharoff line of fragrances has like a perfumery sort of take, right? It's quality. The quality ingredients kind of come through. It's different than just the straight designer fragrances, and that's the way I see this. And I think this is a bridge into that. And I'm talking L'Homme Ideal. Right? L'Homme Ideal Intense by Guerlain. This fragrance is the bridge. It has cardamom, almond, leather, chili pepper, and it is an in-your-face. I know I talked about this a bit before. So this is an in-your-face fragrance, and it does as it dries down, it becomes less intense, and it becomes more of that leather almond sort of smell, but in the beginning it boom hits you. And this is a wonderful fragrance to bridge into the serious collector. And yeah, this, by the way, this is if you look on Fragrance X, they're selling this for $99 still, but you can get a gift set. This is a little above my $50. You can get a gift set on Fragrance Net that comes with this and a small decant of it to travel with, a travel decant, or travel size, whatever you want to call it, like a 1 ounce or something like that, or maybe it's less, I don't even know. Actually, maybe I can look for you. It comes with a 3.3 ounce and then a 0.3 ounce mini, which you can, and it comes with a shower gel, and that's $55 with the discount on Fragrance Net. $55 for this, plus shower gel and a 0.3 ounce mini. I'm telling you, it's worth it. If you're considering becoming a serious fragrance collector, this is your bridge into it, and you'll see what quality ingredients smell like. I will never stop recommending Guerlain in general, by the way, but I will never stop recommending Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Intense. So that was number 9. So we're on to the last one. And if you follow my channel at all, you probably know which one I'm going to recommend last. Now, let me say though, this one you're going to want to go to FragranceX.com for, because they have it a bit cheaper and it's a little above my $50 range. But again, all the money I saved you with that $12.99 fragrance and that $19 fragrance, there you go. I can go a little over. It's $57 for a tester, 3.4 ounce of my Swiss Army knife. The fragrance everyone must have in their collection, just if you want to have that fresh smell all day, and it's all year round. You can wear it anywhere. Everybody likes it, and you know what I'm talking about. Prada L'Homme. Prada L'Homme, you can get it for $57 on Fragrance X. It's a bit more pricey on Fragrance Net, even with the discount. I think they're selling it for like $67. So you can get it for $57, 3.4 tester and it comes with the cap. This one at least does. And you can get that on Fragrance X, so you want to go over there for that one. And it's, I got to tell you, again, what's to be said about Prada L'Homme? What's to be said? You know what it is. That's something you got to have in your collection. If you are a collector at all, even if you're not a collector, are you kidding? If you want a fragrance that's diverse, that you can wear all the time, so you don't have to have a ton of fragrances, Prada L'Homme is the one, right? So I will never, ever, ever stop recommending Prada L'Homme. Now I want to thank everybody who did stick through this. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank Tyler for tagging me on this. It was fun. I hadn't done any kind of like 10 fragrance list or anything yet, so pretty awesome. So thank you very much, Tyler. And I will put, to make it easier for everybody here, it'll take me a while, but I'm going to put links to everything that I mentioned in the description. So if you're interested, you can click on it. But I love these fragrances. Keep in mind that everybody's different, and I know I'm going to like some fragrances you're not going to like. I already, there was a fragrance I really want to recommend because it's such a good price, but I didn't because I've had some comments where people are like, dude, I hate that fragrance. I hate it. And I know it's a polarizing fragrance, so I didn't recommend it. It was going to be in my 10, but I actually switched it out with something super cheap. The Versace Blue Jeans I put in instead of the Toy Boy. I love the Toy Boy, and I think it's a niche. I think it's borderline niche. I mean, to me, it smells niche, but it's so cheap. You can get it for like $45, maybe $50, depending where Kingdom Fragrances has it regularly for like $45. And so I was going to recommend that, but I know that that's a polarizing fragrance. You either love it or you hate it. I've never had anyone go, it's okay. People are like, I love that, or dude, that's awful. And I had someone comment, say, man, that is an awful fragrance. It smells like dog crap. So I didn't recommend that one because I tried to pick fragrances that are pretty much not offensive. I think all the fragrances that I mentioned, I think most people will like. I mean, I'm not saying they're world beaters, but I think they're fragrances that people can get down with and affordable. And yeah, so I want to thank you for and again, if this is your first time, please subscribe down below, comment. Give me the thumbs up if you can. If not, that's cool too. But I want to thank you very much for watching. And I would tag someone, but I think everyone that I would tag has probably done this already. And plus I just tagged someone, and I don't want to tag him again because that'd be 2 tag videos right in a row for him. But I want to thank you very much. We out.